morning. For your daily dose of inspiration, I thought I would read from a book I'm reading right now, The Isaiah Effect by Gregg Braden. And this is a little excerpt from the book called The Medicineless Miracle. The lights dimmed as we neared the chairs in the back of the room. Arriving later than expected, my wife and I found few choices remaining for 2 seats together. Facing generally toward a table at the opposite end of the ballroom, the stainless steel chairs appeared to have been arranged rather haphazardly by the hotel staff. Within moments of finding our seats, the class began with the usual formalities and introductions. While studying at a specialized clinic outside of Beijing, our instructor had documented on video the efforts of an ancient healing art based on techniques of movement, breath, thought, and feeling. He began preparing us for what we were about to see. The video would show a phenomenon from Asian tradition that Western science could not explain. Anomalous experiences of this kind are often classified as miracles. For people who had turned to this clinic as a last resort, the choice of love, specialized movement, and the development of life force, or qi, over medicine and surgery was the answer to their prayers. Just as the light in our room disappeared, a television near our instructor came alive. My wife and I gripped the steel legs underneath our seats and scooted forward, vying for a better view of the screen. The videotape that we were seeing had been recorded at the Huaxia Zineng Qigong Clinic and Training Center, the Medicineless Hospital in the city of Qinhuangdao, China. The footage began by showing a female patient lying on her back in a clinical setting. She appeared to be fully awake and conscious, not anesthetized, and there were no indications that an anesthetic would be used. The woman was loosely clothed, and her shirt had been modestly drawn up to expose her lower abdomen. In the lights of the video and the hospital room, her stomach glistened with a preparatory gel that appeared shiny. Seated to the patient's right, a nurse practitioner moved an ultrasound wand across the smooth surface of the woman's stomach. Directly behind the patient were 3 male practitioners. Dressed in white medical jackets, they were standing only inches from her side. The men appeared to be very focused, standing quietly near her upper body. One of the men began a motion with his hands, silently moving them through the air above the woman's face and chest. The video next showed the ultrasound image, allowing us to peer into the woman's bladder during the procedure. The lining and curvature were clearly present. In this image, something else began to appear, something that should not have been there. "You are looking at a bladder cancer," our instructor explained, "a tumor approximately 3 inches in diameter inside the woman's bladder." We were seeing the tumor as it actually appeared in that moment, captured by the ultrasound wand. The camera zoomed in on the screen, and as we witnessed an event for which Western science has no explanation. Anticipating what was about to happen, our room became very still. Even the old folding chairs stopped squeaking a while, so our group could watch in awe as the miracle unfolded before our eyes. While the nurse continued to monitor the event through ultrasound, the 3 men standing behind the patient worked together. In unison, they participated in a mode of healing that has been known for centuries. The only sound that betrayed the process was coming from the men themselves. They repeated a single word again and again, a word that became louder and more intense as the healing progressed. Loosely translated into English, they were saying, "Already gone, already accomplished." The shift began slowly, almost indiscernibly. The cancerous form began to quiver, as if responding to some unseen force. As the movement continued, with the rest of the image in perfect focus, the entire mass began to fade from view. Within seconds, the tumor appeared to melt before our very eyes. In only 2 minutes and 40 seconds, the tumor was gone. It had simply disappeared. A healing had occurred, one so complete that the ultrasound did not even indicate scarring on the tissue that the tumor had invaded. As the camera backed away from the computer screen, the patient, still awake and conscious, appeared to be relieved by what she heard in the room. The nurse and the 3 men conferred among themselves, then nodded in agreement. Their process had been successful. Politely, each bowed from the waist and softly clapped his hands, acknowledging their accomplishment. At first, our conference room was silent, and then I heard sighs that gave way to gasps and cheers for what we had just witnessed. What had just happened? How had a cancerous tumor 3 inches in diameter disappeared from inside the woman's body without even telltale scars of such a condition, and in a matter of moments? This story is important for 2 reasons. First, it illustrates a shared experience in the presence of a group rather than the unique experience of one individual. And as we know, that group power and group intention and belief is so important when you're working with manifesting. The second reason I've shared these stories is that the events in each instance are unaccounted for in Western science at present. How are we to explain an occurrence that we have personally experienced, such as time compression or instantaneous physical healing, in the absence of a belief system that allows for such an event? I think that's a good question. Those of us who believe in this healing and participate in these sessions understand that we don't have a paradigm for that right now in our Western world, but yet that energy and that healing intention is so palpable that we believe it beyond a shadow of a doubt, somewhere deep in our very cells. I hope this helps you, and I love you, and we'll talk to you soon.